Okay, so you're watching this because you got stuck on the explanation, okay? You figured out that he did not order enough pens. Now, if you did not figure that out, you got it, you thought you got it, and you're here trying to get it, stop the video and go back and watch the ones with the strategies, okay? So if you did not figure out that he had enough, you need to do that. Also, if you did not figure out that each kid got 4 pens and there's 16 left over, stop and go back and watch that last video. Okay, now I know I showed you the answer. Like I said, it's not about the outcome. I don't care if you know the answer. It's about the process. So stop and go back and do that one. Now, if you have gotten that far, maybe you already watched those videos, we need to make our explanation. We have to explain how we know this. Well, I know this because I'm going to tell you what you did. When I found the total number of pencils to be 144, I then knew I needed to divide those among the students. Little piece of advice. If you're watching this one, especially if you're on YouTube, when I'm writing, I can't write as fast as I can talk. I recommend putting the speed up to like 1.5 or 2, okay? Because it goes a little bit quicker. You won't waste all this time just watching me write. So bump the speed up a little bit, okay? And then you can always backtrack it if you need to. Okay, so I told you what I did. I took the number of pencils under 44, and then I divided them among the students, okay? I used a bunch of strategies, but let's say I used a ratio table to find out that each kid could get 4 pens. I realize now, maybe you're saying, Mr. Bushler, you wrote pencils. Yeah, that was the last problem. That's why we got to check it. Pens. Anywhere else? I think we're good. Okay, I'm good up there. Okay, so each kid could get 4 pens. However, we had 16 pens left over. That's our remainder. What do we do with that? This means well, what does it mean? Pause and think about it. Okay? This means some kids, and I can actually put 16, could get a 5th pencil, but 16 would still have just 4. Okay? So this looks back to our question, okay, which was, did he order enough pens? And the answer is no. He did not order enough pens. Explain why or why not. He did not order enough because when I got the total and I divided it among the students using a ratio table, I found out they only got 4. However, there were 16 pens left over. This means some kids would get 16 and some would only get, or would get a 5th pencil, but 16 of the kids would still only have 4 pens. I know I'm saying pens, pencils, but that's why we got to check our work and go over it, okay? I make mistakes too. You're going to make them, okay? And if I was explaining it, I would actually make sure I'm getting even better and better at explaining it, okay? Now, as a teacher, I want you to pause and think. What would you do if you were Mr. Burton? Would you you pass out that fourth pencil for everybody, what would you do then? Pause and just think about that. All right, you're right. I would keep the 16 pencils for myself and tell the kids the rest of them didn't come in. No. Okay, you're probably going to keep those 16 pencils or pens until you order more so that everybody can get a fifth. Okay, or you might even not pass out the 4 until everybody has that 5th. Okay, so just thinking about that is just problem solving and thinking really deeply about the problem. All right, awesome job. See you in part 2. All right, great job.